Gonna do it. What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best, and we are going to be going over Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's last episode, which was titled Postmodern Family. This episode was whack. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I did not care for the episode. Well, not the whole episode, but like some of it is just put together kind of strange. It was put together strange. My apologies to those who are used to these recaps coming on Wednesdays. I was very busy. I am a full-time student. I also work full-time and had some other things going on. We will get back on track next week. Other lovely announcements. I am here alone because James did have his surgery. I do wish prayers to him. I know that he is doing well. He's in pain, but he is doing well. He generally recaps these shows with us, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks once he is able to and cleared by his doctor. In the meantime, feel free to check out one of his updates videos or one of his lives of his various other shows that we cover, such as Love and Marriage Huntsville and others. As soon as he's back on YouTube, you guys, I will make sure that everybody is aware, and I'm sure that he'll also post something as well. Let's get on into this. Oh, see, y'all, my cat is rubbing the doggone computer because he used to me in the bed at this time. I've been so behind, so the cat's trying to get me to sleep. I'm not going to sleep, though. Let's get into the episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which starts with Bambi having a music video shoot, which irked me. She looked good. Bambi's body is everything, especially to have 3 kids. She looked good. However, the song sucked. Bambi, if you're going to rep the West Coast, I'm on the West Coast. Do better. I don't know what that was. I've never thought Bambi was the best rapper, but all right. Good for you, Bambi. Don't give up, I guess. I wish there were like, you know how for singers, they can see vocal coaches? Who do rappers see? Who do they see? She needs help. But we see Zell at the video shoot and Bambi's dude, Rayface. And I guess Rayface is concerned with Carly Red's husband. And Zell and Bambi was looking at him like, why are you concerned with her husband? That means you a cheater. You know that people who cheat have friends and family members that care about them that also may not cheat. But I do think Rayface is cheating because I keep seeing whenever I go on Facebook, there's these crazy rumors that are saying that Rayface got another family and cheated on her. But honestly, Facebook got the worst sources for stuff like that. So I never paid too much mind to it. But then after this scene, I was like, maybe he is off. Especially when he engaged and when he proposed to her after he learned that she was serious about being celibate until marriage. I don't trust it. But Zell apparently says that there are receipts for Yandy and Mendices. Apparently, Mendices got caught up in a voice note that he sent to a little floozy on the internet via social media. And, you know, I kind of respected Bambi because she was married. Bambi was like, oh, that's sad. But I'm irritated with Zell because Zell just be saying anything. But Zell was funny when he called the girl. He said, I call her Eminem, Mendices' mistress. I said, Zell, not Eminem. And she's not a mistress. She's just a side chick. They are not legally married. They're not legally married. Until somebody pulls the marriage license and certificate, they're not married. So technically, Yandy, if you want him to treat you like a wife and be faithful, maybe you should have married him. But now I don't know if you want to, the way he act. But honestly, y'all, Yandy should have left Mendices when he said that if the roles were reversed and she went to jail instead of him, he wouldn't hold her down the way she did him. I would have left. You ain't gonna waste 7 years of my fucking life just for you to come back and tell me that you wouldn't do that for me. But okay, I guess we're gonna get into the receipts. Yandy and Mendices do like to also avoid telling us what's really going on in their life, which is why I haven't cared for her in the show, but we're gonna see. Now, Carly does take Yandy in another scene to meet with an attorney. I didn't believe this scene. I thought this scene was crazy because the attorney was like, can I step out for a second? This is my sister. Why do we care if your sister calling you? How much does this cost by the hour? Sit still and do your job. But okay. And Carly is talking to Yandy about how she's upset with her daughter Jasmine because Jasmine did not come to support her when she went to jail at the last minute, which I don't think Carly was right to do that. Her daughter got her own life, her own kids, her own family. You want to be fucking around dating like an angry 18-year-old, fine, Carly, but that doesn't mean your daughter has to do all of that. This is where we learned that Yandy did, and she confirmed she did hear a recording of Mendices trying to talk to another woman. Now, Yandy's argument, because we know Yandy always going to have an excuse or something to explain why something happened. Yandy's argument is that the recording is old. It's from 2023. And she says that she and her husband chose to handle the situation privately and not in the public. And that she is now having to relive something that she went through privately, publicly. She feels like Mendices because he refuses to say anything to anyone. So basically, it's Mendices who's private, not her. But she feels like because he is the one who disgraced his family, he needs to be the one to say something to the press. Here's the thing. Why the fuck are you telling us about you having to relive this and expect us to be feel bad for you when in 2023 you was on this show and rumors were swirling and y'all swore everything was good? Now you want us to feel empathy for you because you have to relive a situation. We can't feel, if you would have kept it real, Yandy could be so well received, like in reality TV, because I think she's a great businesswoman, respected in business. I really appreciate and respect what she does as well for the Black community in terms of her activism. But this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. So basically, you're confirming that, yes, everyone was right. Mendices has been cheating on you. And now, like, I just can't with Yandy. I can't, but I guess it's true. That's what I got from it. I guess it's true. Now, we're going to move forward because Yandy ain't told us nothing we don't already know. Sierra has her husband, Zay, meet with her mom. He not happy to meet with her mom. I guess they got beef. This is the most I've seen Zay talk. I didn't know if the boy could read, write, or spell, let alone talk. So good for him. But he don't like Sierra's mom. Sierra's mom comes in and I'm like, okay, I guess Sierra and her mom are better. I know last season her and her sisters and her mom wasn't talking like that because her mom took her sister's side. But Sierra's mom talking about she is hard on Sierra's husband, Zay, because a woman came to her shop and was saying that Zay was in her DMs. So the mama thinks that Zay is cheating and she don't feel like he's right for Sierra. Zay gets up and walks away. He don't even say nothing. He said instead of disrespecting her, he walked away. Now, Sierra says to her mom that happened when they were only dated for 2 to 3 months. So to Sierra, she's like, we was just 3 months in. That's not a big deal. Him walking off makes me think he's guilty because you could have politely told that lady to mind her business or told your wife to tell her about herself. And Sierra's trying to convince her mom that the relationship is different. But I'm looking at Sierra and I'm like, you say this with everybody that you date. It was the B something guy from New York she dated. Then she came on there with Scooter. Then it was somebody else she dated in between them. Then she married the boy Eric randomly. Now she with this one. She just don't know how to date. She just don't. And that's kind of her mom's fault. It's interesting her mom doesn't see that. But he probably is shady. I wouldn't put it past him. I just would not. So we shall see. Yandy and Mendices talk to each other. I guess they haven't spoken. So this is really tearing them up because they haven't spoken. And he says that 90% of what was said was not true. And Yandy cut him off and was like, don't say nothing like that to me when you was caught on a voice note red-handed. So how is 90% of what was said not true when you said it? I said, oh, Lord. Yandy, get off this show and leave this man. Get your fake divorce in peace. Please. I just can't. And pretty much Yandy wants Mendices to come out, speak for the family. He said he don't feel like he needs to speak about it to nobody at all. and doesn't have to address it with nobody but his wife or his family, which normally I respect, but you in the public, these rumors are not going to go away. These rumors would go away if Yandy and Mendeecees were actually forthright and honest while on this show about love and hip hop, but because they hide everything and act like they perfect, now people care and it's a bigger deal. So I don't think him saying nothing or not saying nothing will make a damn difference. Because if he says something, people gonna be like, oh yeah, she made him say that. If he don't say something, people gonna be like, oh yeah, she making him not say that. They don't tell their business. So no shade to Yandy and Mendeecees. I know a lot of people might be invested in this story. I'm not. I'm just not. They just lie and deflect. I don't know why they on TV sometimes. Now, we did see Carly meet with Jasmine, who is her daughter. And I love Jasmine because Carly was trying to come in her and make her feel bad about not coming to her mom going to jail. Jasmine told her mom, well, you just going to have to get over it. I got my own family, my own man, my own daughter, and my daughter was sick and me. I'm not just going to come at your beck and call. I'm like, that's right. Hi, Clocked by T. Good evening. I hope that you had a good Saturday. Clocked by T said, Mendeecees do not love Yandy. You could see it. Ain't no way in hell Mendeecees loves Yandy. If he probably got love for her, she had his kids, but go back to when they first got together. I had watched, I think it's RRG on YouTube. She had did a video on Yandy and Mendeecees, like a deep dive on their relationship. Like the fact that Yandy was pregnant at the same time as another bitch, there's no way that that's love. There's no way. And you wouldn't hold the woman who held you down for 7 years. You wouldn't do the same thing for her in return. That man don't love her. Ain't nobody stupid. If a man loves you, there's nothing he would not do for you. Like, can't nobody tell me that. So I don't understand it. And I think Yandy knows that. But she also just got exposed like 2 weeks ago. Some person who claims to be her alleged side piece was coming out. So I said, oh, Lord, that's exactly it, T. Clark, it's too many red flags. Too many red flags. Way too many of them. Yandy and them, they stress me out. But Carly's daughter let her know, you're not going to make me feel bad. And I guess her daughter did not know about the domestic violence. Carly didn't tell her that. Carly didn't tell anybody that, you know, it is common for women who experience domestic violence to repeat the pattern and continue to date people who are like that. There's a lot of men out there that don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. There's a lot of women out there who don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. So I can understand how she could come across people like that so much. However, it's also important when you experience domestic violence to go to therapy. She experienced with 2 of her exes that we know of publicly, and now this one. Carly needs to go to therapy to figure out what it is in her that's causing her to attract these types of people in her life. She's too old to continue making the same mistake without trying to reflect. Like, that's all I'm going to say. She's a grandmother. Ain't no way as a grandmother you should be getting into fights with your husband and having to go to jail. It just should not be that way. It shouldn't. Now, Scrappy, Jock, and Mendeecees meet up, and this is where the episode got weird. Because Scrappy asked about the legality of Yandy and Mendeecees' marriage. Because, you know, y'all didn't even legally marry each other. And I don't get why Yandy and Mendeecees stay together. Because like Clocked by T said, Mendeecees don't act like he loved Yandy. He doesn't. But Yandy choosing to not marry him on the premise of she don't want to be responsible for the child support he got to give to his other baby mamas because she got the money and he don't, that's weird as well. Because if you really love a man, regardless, you're going to marry him. Because who was it? It was some show we were watching. I believe it was Portia. She paid Simon's child support when he got locked up. So it's just all very weird. But Mendeecees does not answer if his marriage is legal or not, but instead he mentions Kirk and how Rashida and Kirk have been in the tabloids playing with his marriage and talking crap about him, which is true. That is true. And Mendeecees says that Kirk is obsessed with his penis. I said, what the hell? How did you get that? He must have carried the 2 and subtracted 9 or something. I'm not understanding how he got that, but he thinks Kirk is obsessed with his penis, and he says he hopes Kirk does not want to see his penis. I'm like, what? What do you mean you hope he doesn't want to? So Jock then mentions Kirk talking about Mendeecees having a polyamorous relationship with Jasmine, Kirk's baby mama, who he cheated on Rashida with, and her little friend. And I said, huh? What? Jock, Kirk said that Mendeecees is in a poly relationship with his baby mama. Mendeecees gonna say he doesn't want Kirk's leftovers and that he can do better, which didn't help his cause either, because it's clear that he really do be cheating if he could do better. And I'm just wondering also on Kirk's side, like, why are you telling people you got a problem with Mendeecees sleeping with your mistress when you hid the bitch for years? So I'm just looking at all of these men like, all of y'all are twisted. Jock is posting stuff on the internet talking about he's done with Kendra. Scrappy's still stopping at his crazy baby mama's house for coochie after dates with his current girlfriend. Mendeecees is caught on voice notes talking to Instagram hoes. What's wrong with these men? I hope my husband lives forever. And I also, if he decides to leave me or something someday, I will never date a man in Atlanta. Ain't no way in hell. Atlanta, New York, and Chicago, I'm going to avoid them all. Ain't no way. Clock by T say, I really think she was trying to one up on the baby mamas. Failed miserably. Damn. I actually think that's what it is. Maybe when James is back, we'll do a live talking about that. That could be fun to do, because when Yandy and Mendeecees got married, I was like, they had a beautiful wedding too. Beautiful wedding. But she was beefing with Erica. She had issues with Samantha, the other baby mama. Like, I really believe she just did that to one up. Like, look, I can have him. But allegedly, he was only with her to come up. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's unfortunate because Yandy's too smart to be going through all of this. But that was just a weird thing, the conversation with these men. And Scrappy abbreviated penis to Piznai. I just cannot. So now we got to talk about some stupid shit that slightly impressed me, which was Zayn and Ashley and how Ashley handled Rashida. So they had this event, and Zayn wants Ashley to apologize to Rashida, and I'm not quite sure why. Now, Rashida has to understand, because apparently Rashida was offended that Ashley made a comment to Zayn when Zayn was like, why can't you be more like Rashida, when Ashley was mad at him for talking to hoes and flirting with hoes. And she said, I'm not Rashida. Don't nobody want to be like that. Absolutely not. Because Rashida don't forgive Kirk for making a baby on her and all sorts of crazy shit. It's an embarrassment. And Rashida was offended by this. And I guess Ashley has a problem with the fact that Rashida had thrown so much shade at her, talking about her season 1 looks and all these crazy things, talking about its giving budget. And I'm like, Rashida, don't come at nobody for the budget, because most of the people watching your show are on a budget with this economy. So don't say no stupid shit like that. And you do look stupid. Not only did you accept and take back a man that cheated on you, who made a baby on you while you were married and tried to deny the paternity of your child and played you while you was pregnant, and did all of this shit on camera in a hot tub with another chick. But it's like, he looked the way he looked. It's Kirk. He's not cute, like, at all, not even a little bit. So it's like, Rashida, stop. Rashida cannot seriously think that her marriage is an exemplary example of any type of love. Not the black love, not healthy love. Like, Rashida is what you pray to say you never want in a marriage. And I'm sorry it sounds mean, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm entitled to it the way everyone's entitled to theirs. If that's what it means to have love and marriage, keep that shit. I don't want it. Ain't no way I'm going to be forgiving you for cheating constantly. Ain't no way. I don't know how you would build back trust up from that. So it was kind of comical that Rashida would say that. But it was also comical that Ashley would try to say, I'm no Rashida. When Zayn be flirting and cheating on you left and right, he just ain't made a baby. He knows how to wrap it up. So I'm looking and I'm just like, both of these hoes are stupid. both of them are stupid. But Ashley asked Rashida about the receipts that she had about Mendices and Yandy. And I thought it was interesting because Rashida didn't say too much, but Ashley asking about those receipts was actually really smart because it showed me Ashley's not stupid. And the reason why is because of what she said. She said that if they will do that to people who were once their friends, that's low. She said, that's low. I got to watch Rashida because what will she do to me? I think the new cast members and the people left on the show are starting to realize that Rashida is just as gutter as anybody else could be. She's terrible. And she hides behind it and got empathy from people because she was cheated on so much. But I don't think Rashida ain't shit, y'all. She just not. Ain't no way. But I'm glad Ashley is aware. Now, we then get to Sierra's magazine event. Her and her husband made the cover of Alpha magazine. I don't know what that is. I don't read magazines, but good for them. Sierra's tired of the drama and exposes the fact that she's pregnant. It was random. I guess congrats. Good for you. Now, Jock does pull Mendices, or Kirk. Jock pulls Kirk aside to talk about Mendices. And Jock basically says he wants to get Mendices and Kirk together and talk. I don't know why. Jock got his own problems, so I don't know why he tried to do all of this. Last thing we see in this scene was a mess from the show. And it's Sierra announcing her pregnancy and giving a speech on the stage. Now, when she does this, Sierra's mom gets in there and is interrupting her and doing the most in front of a bunch of people. And Sierra then mentions her mom putting her out at 15 when she was pregnant and telling her that her grandkids are not allowed to call her grandma. They start having this whole argument with the family because her mom's mad that her daughter's pregnant by a man that she don't want her daughter with, which I can understand. Bambi did try to help Sierra's mom, but her mom was also a lot. It was just a mess. If you are not there for your child or choose to put your child out in a moment where they needed you, that girl is pregnant at 15. Now, I know that it's not a good thing. A teen pregnancy, I'm sorry, in today's time, it's just not a good thing. It happens all the time. You can overcome it. My best friend had her first kid at 16, but I mean, it's not ideal. It's better to wait if you can. But to put out somebody so young who's, pregnant as well, 15, like, thank God for the grandma. So I can understand Sierra's issues with her mom. I think Sierra's mom probably has some things she needs to work on. She gives Jackie Christie, honestly, a little bit. But, I hope that they figure it out. But I don't know why her mom is acting a fool. Her mom must not have a husband of her own to have time to behave this way, is what I'll say. But then at the same time, if you get married, that's your choice. So Sierra needs to also, I respect her for trying to try things differently. I respect her for trying to make peace with her mom. I respect her for trying to balance it. But the Bible says leave and cleave now, Sierra. You better do that. And if you choose to be married, you have to accept the fact that you chose to marry your spouse, not anybody else. You chose it. My mama ain't never liked my husband, and that's the honest to God truth. I could tell YouTube, I'll tell anybody. Our marriage is fine. And why? Because it's our marriage. Like, Sierra, your parents sometimes not going to like the people you date. It's just what it is. Like, I think she needs to go to therapy. It seems like she has some serious problems with the mom. Her mama always drunk. Y'all remember seasons ago? Clock by T said she think the mom was drunk. She probably was. Because seasons ago, they was talking about her mama drink too much. I had a little bit of a problem. So I'm sure her mama has her own little things, but that's why I say it's not worth it. I feel like Sierra knows how her mom is. She knows how her mom gets. Why waste the effort? Why waste the freaking effort? I wouldn't. Sometimes it's not worth it, but I'm interested to see how it goes. It's interesting that Zay wants to have a baby with Sierra, but don't want to communicate at all with the grandmother of that baby. So I'm curious to see what it'll give, but Sierra at least has a storyline aside from tearing up her leg. And that's one thing I will give. Sierra always gives us some type of a storyline. So I'll give her that. But that's all I got for this episode, you guys. Like, stuff happened, but not too much. Like there were a lot of side conversations. It seems like they setting up for like other stuff to happen. Maybe on the next episode. My apologies for being late. I generally recap this show and other shows the day after they air. I had a busy week. James went into surgery. I wanted to support him with that. I was a little concerned as well. We had school. We had lots, but we will be back on time. The next live I'm going to get into is going to be the Housewives of Miami. But I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all like the video. Shout out to the replay gang, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Adios.